See, it's a rarely used tense. Okay. It's of course used in reported speech when the direct speech has a verb in the present continuous tense. We will change that verb to past perfect continuous. Okay. He said, the child has been sleeping for 2 hours. He said, the child. See, after this, he said. This said is termed the reporting verb or introductory verb. He said, comma. So, this is the introductory verb or reporting verb. The speech is reported this way. Here, direct speech. The direct speech should always begin with a capital letter. It's a sentence, a new sentence. There is a tendency among some students to use a small letter. Wrong. He said, comma, the child, T capital. The child has been sleeping for 2 hours. How do you make it reported speech or indirect speech? The child said, he said, the child had been sleeping for 2 hours. Right. Past perfect continuous is used when past perfect continuous is used when a direct speech, when a direct speech is reported, when a direct speech is reported. Example, he said, comma, quote, the child has been sleeping for 2 hours, full stop, unquote. Only after full stop should the quotation marks come. Okay. Make a reported speech. He said that the child, or he said the child had been sleeping. Had been sleeping for 2 hours. That I told you, thatും ടോൾഡിനും സെഡിനും ശേഷം ദാറ്റ് ഒഴിവാക്കുന്ന ഒരു ടെൻഡൻസിയാണ് ഇപ്പം ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ കാണുന്നത്. എഴുതുന്നുണ്ട് ഒരു തെറ്റുമില്ല. പിന്നെ ചില ഈ പഴയ കളവന്മാരായ അധ്യാപകർ ദാറ്റ് വേണമെന്ന് ഇൻസിസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. അതുകൊണ്ട് എൻ്റെ ബുക്കിലൊക്കെ ഞാൻ ബ്രാക്കറ്റ് കൊടുത്തേക്കും ദാറ്റെന്ന്, വേണമെങ്കിൽ ഒഴിവാക്കാവുന്നതാണ്. പക്ഷേ അമേരിക്കയിലൊക്കെ ആണെങ്കിൽ അവർ ഒഴിവാക്കിയിരിക്കും. ബ്രിട്ടനിലും അങ്ങനെ തന്നെ. We are supposed to follow British English. After said or say, and also after tell or told, they invariably omit that. He said he was not well. Not he said that he was not well. അതൊരു പ്രശ്നം കൂടെ ഉണ്ട്. അതാണ് he said is the main clause. That he was not well. See, you should not stop after the connective that. He said that he was not well. But Indians will invariably say, most Indians, he said that he was not well. Wrong. That is a connective. After a connective, you are not supposed to pause, P-A-U-S-E. Don't pause after a connective, that means a conjunction and a preposition. Okay. The book is on the table. Don't say the book is on the table. On is a preposition. Okay. The book is on the table. On the, it should go immediately on the table. He sat on the floor. He sat on the floor. Okay. Then again, conjunction like and. Rama and Krishna are believed to be two incarnations of Lord Vishnu. Don't say Rama and Krishna. Don't pause after and. Rama and Krishna, wrong. Rama and Krishna. You can pause before, not after a connective. Okay. These are the things that most Indians or most non-natives do not know, do not bother to know. Okay. That's why we are very poor performers as speakers of English. Most of the tennis players, if you watch tennis matches, TV, great tennis players, most of them are non-Americans or non-English or non-English users. They are natives of Germany or France or Spain. But when they are asked some questions, they all speak more or less pure chaste English, correct accent. Okay, Rafael Nadal or Roger Federer, they all speak good English. See, they also learnt English like us, but they speak better English, because in our country, unfortunately, the spoken form of the language is not given much importance, not at all given much importance. I know most teachers speak English in such a way that they speak their mother tongue, Malayalam. In Malayalam, or for that matter, all Indian languages are syllable timed. Syllable timed. ഞാൻ ഇന്നലെ കൊല്ലത്ത് പോയി. Okay, ഞാൻ ഇന്നലെ കൊല്ലത്ത് പോയി. All words. Okay, each word takes its own time, no problem. But English is a stress timed language. Stress timed language means certain words are stressed. The cat killed a rat. The cat, the is not stressed. It's an article, not stressed. The cat, it's a monosyllabic noun, stressed. Killed. Killed receives medium stress because cat is strong stressed word. Yes, it's a strong stressed word. A rat. Rat is again stressed. It's a monosyllabic noun. Okay. What's your name? What's your name? Is not stressed. Your also is not stressed. What is a question word? So stressed. What's your name? What name? These two are stressed. Name receiving greater stress. So these things are unfortunately not taught in schools or colleges. As a result, our English will be quite atrocious to listen to. Okay. Huh? For example, I have heard a teacher, a famous teacher, utter words like this. What? Countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns do not have, they are like water. This is the way they speak. I was in that surprised, astonished at the way they were mouthing out English. Okay. It's completely un-English expressions or intonation. Rise and fall of voice in speaking is called intonation. The accident took place yesterday in front of the college. This is the way it is. What's your name? I'll do it, not I will do it. I've done it, not I have done it. I'll do it, I have done it. That's English. I am a teacher. I am a teacher. Only teacher, that is stressed. He's a singer. He's a driver. Okay? That's it. So that's why I said English is a stress-timed language. Malayalam is a syllable-timed language. Ejinmaya hare gopigaramana nyananna bhavam idu thonayika venam ika thonunnathaakil akhilam. Same tone. Monotone. Same tone. Okay? They will not say, hey Jinmaya hare gopigaramana nyananna bhavam ika thonayika. No, nothing of that sort. But in English it's different. Oh God, please help me. I'm helpless. I am hungry. Okay, that's the way they use it. Otherwise, what is your name? My name is Gobinathan. Where do you work? I work in a college. How long did you work? I worked for 20 years. This is not English. Okay. And when a great writer arrived at the Thiruvananthapuram airport to take part in a conference organized by Kerala University, the Institute of English sent one representative, one lecturer to receive him at the airport. And then there was no international airport, only Shangamugam airport. And the great man came from Bombay. At that time it was Bombay. And this man introduced himself. Okay, and he was talking in the car, talking to the professor. And then he said, "Sorry, gentlemen, I do not know Malayalam." This lecturer was using English. And the English professor said, in all his helplessness or great sorrow or desperation, "Sorry, gentlemen, I do not know Malayalam. I do not know your language." That's the thing. Okay. You listen to, say, English, an English speaker, a native speaker, British Prime Ministers, okay, British Prime Minister, or a British writer. The way they speak English is, in fact, a treat to your eyes, to your ears. Come on. So, had been sleeping for 2 hours. Then after, say, take a situation like this. You are working in a bank. Before you got a job at the secretariat. Okay, how can you connect these two? I had been working in a bank for 5 years before I joined the secretariat, before I joined the state service. Had been working, you can say that. Okay, 5 years. So when there is an indication of time, you can use had been. Okay. I had been a teacher of this college, teacher at this college for 5 years or 15 years before I retired. That's okay. Okay, it's a rarely used tense. Now you have 15 minutes. We have just 15 minutes to finish the future tense. As you write future tense, future third, future F-U-T-U-R-E, future tense. See, there are several ways to express a future action. Several ways are there to express a future action. So some English grammarians say that there is no future tense as such in the English language. There is no future tense. There is no fixed formula for it. But for what we say, for academic purpose, we can say the future also has 4 subdivisions and it has a form. The normal form is will or shall plus verb. The verb is the base form. Will go or shall go. Will go or shall go. Future tense. Okay. Then after dealing with it, I will tell you the other ways of making present future continuous or future simple future. First is simple future, S-I-M-P-L-E, simple future, F-U-T-U-R-E, simple future. For simple future, will or shall plus verb, this is the formula. Will go, shall go. where do we use this tense? We use this tense to express a future action. To express a future action. Okay? I will meet you tomorrow. Okay? I will go there tonight. I will go to the airport to receive my brother. Future action. Okay? Then will, shall. The question arises, where do we use? Where we use will and where we use shall. You know, a future action has an element of uncertainty. Element of uncertainty. See, we will meet tomorrow. What guarantee is there that we will meet tomorrow? See, I may fall dead, heart attack, right? Or you have some problem, you cannot meet. So, any future action or future event has an element of uncertainty with it. Okay? So, then it is known as colorless future, COLOUR, colorless future. Colorless future means a future with some uncertainty, element of uncertainty. Uncertainty. Then it is known as colorless future. But if there is no element of uncertainty, you are very sure, you are giving a promise or you are making a promise, okay, you are expressing your determination, your willingness to help, then it is different. Okay, then it is known as colored future. Colored future, FUTURE. Colorless future is also known as normal future. Normal future. It is also known as normal future with an element of uncertainty. See, whenever you need money, come to me, I will help you. I will help you. I am giving a promise. Okay? You shall not go out till the class is over. That's an order. The flats shall be demolished before the end of the year. Court order. Like that. There it is, colored future. Okay. Then, what is colorless future? Colorless future is simple future with an element of uncertainty implied. With an element of uncertainty implied. It's understood. For that, we should use shall with first person, that is I and we, will with second and third persons. Third persons. So, for colorless future, means future with an element of uncertainty, shall is used with first person, I persons, I, we. Will is used with second and third persons, you, they, he, she, it. Okay. I shall help you if I have money. I shall help you if I have money. Element of uncertainty is there, I shall. Okay. But if you say I will, then it's different. We will come to that point. I shall help you. Okay. Then if it is second person or third person, then will, uncertainty. You will come to me tomorrow, won't you? You will be helping me, won't you? Not you shall be. So, element of uncertainty. Why element of uncertainty? Because any future happening or event has an element of uncertainty with it. That is known as colorless future. So, for colorless future, use shall with the first person I and we, and second and third persons will. Use will with second and third persons. Example, I shall help you. If I have the money and means. If I have the money and means. If I have the money and means. Shall. Okay. And we shall still be friends. We shall still be friends. Okay. No guarantee that we will be friends. Some sort of misunderstanding has cropped up between you and me, but we shall still be friends. Okay. Shall. Then what about second and third person? You will help me, won't you? Okay. He will help me, won't you? You will help me, won't you? You will. He will come here tomorrow. He will come here tomorrow. Won't he? It's a colorless future. Okay. Then what is colored future? Or what do you mean by colored future? A future in which you express your determination. Okay. Determination, your promise, sometimes threat, THREAT, threat. That's colored future. Okay. The second is colored future. Colored future is a future wherein means in which the speaker expresses his intention, comma promise, expresses his intention, comma promise, or threat, 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 or threat. Example, I will help you in whatever ways possible. I will help you in whatever ways possible. I will help you in whatever ways possible. What is it? Promise. Okay. Next, we will fix the match. We will fix the match for next week. Means intention. Intention is expressed there. Okay. Then you shall not go out. You shall not go out until I tell you. Until I tell you. So you is second person and we use shall. Sorry, we have not discussed that. We made it colorless future or colored future? Colored future. We are discussing colored future now? Okay, it's correct. Then in colored future, this order is reversed. This order is reversed means we will use will with the first person and shall with second and third persons. Write that point also. In colored future, the order of the auxiliary verb, the order ORDR of the auxiliary verb will and shall are reversed. Reversed. That is, will is used with first person pronouns and shall is used with the other two pronouns. Okay. Examples I have given you. What is that? I will help you. Okay. If you come to me, I will help you. Promise. We will fix the match for next week. Our intention. Then, if you use shall, see, you in fact issue a strong warning, something legally binding. He shall or you shall vacate the flat before the end of this year. Maybe a court order. Shall. You shall. Not you will. You shall. He shall not come here. See, negative restraint. He shall not come here again. If he comes, I will beat him to death. I will beat him. He shall not come here. Okay. You shall not utter a word in defense of her. Strong warning. That is why it is known as colored future. Okay. Britons shall never be slaves. Britons shall. Britons, third person. Okay. Shall never be slaves. Winston Churchill's famous speech in British Parliament when Germany was attacking London. German bombers were dropping bombs in London city. Okay. He assured the British Parliament or British people that Britain would never be slaves. Britons, Britons, means people of Britain, shall never be slaves. Shall never be slaves. Okay. Again, the biblical saying, thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not steal. Okay. Negative restraints, negative imperatives. Now we move to the next one, future continuous. This time, നിർത്തേണ്ടതായോ? ആയി. അഞ്ചര പോകാമോ? ആഹാ, സന്തോഷം. ഇരിക്കാം 5:30 വരെ. തീർത്തരാം. ടെൻസ് തീർത്തരാം. വീട്ടിൽ എത്താൻ പ്രശ്നമുള്ളവരുണ്ടാവും. വിളിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതിയേ. വീട്ടിൽ വിളിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി, അല്പം താമസിച്ച് പോകുന്നു. ഓക്കെ. നൗ ഫ്യൂച്ചർ കണ്ടിന്യൂസ്. Simple future. Next is future continuous. Future continuous. FUTURECONTINUOUS. Will or shall plus be plus verb ing will be sleeping ing or shall be sleeping, will be writing, shall be writing. It's very easy. Future continuous. This action will be going on at a given time in the future. This will be continuing, not now, in the future. This will be in progress at a given time in the future. Okay. Tomorrow at this time I will be flying to Dubai. I will be flying or I shall be flying to Dubai. Okay. Future action. Tomorrow at this time we will all be sitting for the exam. We will all be sitting for the exam. Will be sitting. future continuous, tomorrow. So, write that this tense is used for an action that will be in progress in the future. Tomorrow at this time, I will be flying to Dubai, D-U-B-A-I, Dubai. Okay. Anyhow, this basic rule stands. If you use shall with the first person, then colorless future. If you use will with the second and third person, colorless future. Reverse the order. Will with the first person, you express colored future. Okay. Shall with the second person, colored future. That rule applies here also. Okay. You shall not be coming here with such demands hereafter. You shall not be coming here with such demands hereafter. And the speaker is very angry. Okay. You will not be coming. That's not very powerful. Not a very powerful statement or an imperative. See, thou shalt not be. You shall not be coming here again with this demand. Okay, like that. Future continuous. Then next is future perfect. Future perfect. Future perfect tense. See, perfect tense always takes or needs. It always needs a past participle. So, will or shall plus have plus past participle, will have done or shall have done, will have finished, shall have finished. See, you may just imagine you are a writer, you are writing a novel. Okay, normally it takes months or years to complete a novel, but you have a definite time frame. Okay, by June next, I shall have published my 5th novel. I shall have published my 5th novel, or I will have published my 5th novel. So, this action will be complete at a future time. Future perfect time indicates that an action will be complete or completed at a future time. Okay. By December next, I will have completed 10 years in this office. By December next, I will have completed, or I shall have completed 10 years in this office. Now it is not complete. Now it is not 10 years. By December next. Okay. Again, by June next or next June, I will have published my 5th novel. Okay. Now we come to the last tense, future perfect continuous. Future perfect continuous. Rarely used tense. The formula is will or shall plus have been plus verb ing, will have been sleeping, shall have been working. Now, there's a tree in front of your house that has been growing for 99 years. Imagine, in 2020 January, this tree has been growing for 99 years. You can say by 2021 this tree will have been growing for 100 years. Now, how old is this tree? 99. In 2020 it is 99. In 2021 it will be 100. So, by 2021 this tree, coconut tree, this tree will have been growing. Don't say shall have been growing. Why? Tree is third person, you can't use a shall here. Will have been growing for 100 years. Okay, you have completed 9 years in this office, and then in 2021 January it will be 10 years, and you will be continuing to work. Then you can say by 2021 I shall have been working in this office for 10 years. Now it is not. You will continue to work. I shall have worked means that sense of completion is there. No indication of the future action, future continuation. Okay. You know, the difference between future perfect and future perfect continuous is very, very, I should say, subtle. Okay. Take the tree example. By 2021 the tree will have been growing for 100 years. That means it will continue to grow. By 2021 the tree will have grown for 100 years. What's the difference? The tree will have grown 100 years. That sense of completion will be there. That is, will have grown. Will have been growing is future continuity, indication of its continued growth. That's the difference. Okay, anyhow, rarely used the tense. Okay. So all the tenses are over, and I will not get time to complete the tenses in conditional clause says. Okay, at least the formula I will write here and end the thing. Okay, right. Tenses in conditional sentences. Tenses in conditional sentences. Tenses in conditional sentences. Look at the sentence. If you work hard, you will pass. No, it's a complex sentence. You will pass is the main clause or principal clause. It has independent existence. This is a subordinate clause. It has no independent existence. If you stop with if you work hard, suppose you have no idea about the main clause, then it has no independent existence as such. So, this is a dependent clause or subordinate clause. This is an independent clause or principal clause or main clause. You take this subordinate clause, it has this word if, that conditional word if. So, since this clause has if in it, a condition in it, this is known as a conditional clause, conditional clause, and the sentence as a whole is known as a conditional sentence. Why is it a conditional sentence? Because there is a conditional clause in it. That conditional clause is if, the clause beginning with if. And now what about the distribution of verbs or their tenses? If you work, it is simple present, simple present. What about this one? Simple future. Okay. If you work hard, you will pass. Simple present, simple future. Simple present is of course used in the conditional clause. Main clause will have simple future. And this type of condition is known as real condition or cause and effect condition. This is perhaps this is the first type. Real condition or cause and effect, CAUSE, cause and effect. If you work hard, the effect will be you will pass. This is the cause, this is the effect. More or less certain. Cause and effect or real condition. In real condition, the if clause has a verb in the simple present tense and main clause has a verb in the simple future tense. Next is if you worked hard. If you worked hard, you would pass. Here you used worked and here you use would, not will, would pass. What's the meaning of it? Or what's the meaning of the first one? Hard work ചെയ്താൽ pass ആവും. അത് almost certain. But what about this one? If you worked hard, you would pass. ഹാർഡ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്ന എനിക്ക് വലിയ പ്രതീക്ഷയൊന്നുമില്ല. അങ്ങനെ ഹാർഡ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്താൽ പാസ്സാകാം. So it's only probable. It's probable. Okay. So here you have a probable condition. Hypothetical but possible. If you want, you can say hypothetical, something believed to be true. No guarantee, no certainty that you will work hard. But if you worked hard, you would pass. Possibility is there. So this is second condition or second conditional, where we have a verb in the past tense in the if clause, conditional clause, and a verb with a past auxiliary, would pass. Okay, would pass. In grammar it is called conditional verb. Conditional verb means would, should, could or might. In all these, you know, will, shall, can, may plus verb. In the first type you can use one of them plus verb. If you work hard, you can pass. If you work hard, you may pass. Okay. Then in the second, of course, it will be would. For second it will be would or should or could or might plus verb. If you worked hard, you would pass here instead of here. So here simple past and then we have this formula would, should, could, might plus verb. This is what you find here. Uncertainty is there. Okay, hypothetical but possible. That's the term used by Pitcairn, an English grammarian. Hypothetical but possible. Something believed to be true, imagined to be true, but possible. Worked, would pass. Here work, will pass. Then the last one is hypothetical and impossible or impossible condition. Third condition is impossible condition. In the impossible condition, you will say if you had worked hard, HARD, you would have passed. Here also instead of would you can use should. Would, should, could, might plus verb. What's the meaning of this one? If you had worked hard, the truth is you did not work hard and you did not pass. Okay. But for the sake of what we say satisfaction or argument, we can say if you had worked hard, you would have passed. Hard work ചെയ്തിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ പാസ് ആകുമായിരുന്നു. ഹാർഡ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്തില്ല, പാസ്സായതുമില്ല. Okay, this is known as impossible condition or unreal condition, impossible condition, hypothetical and impossible. Okay, because the action took place, just the reverse of what indicated here. You did not work hard, you did not pass, but if you had worked hard, you would have passed. Okay, and this can be written in another way also. That is known as inversion order. This you will not be used, and then you bring had auxiliary. Okay, had you worked, auxiliary subject main verb, though it is in the past perfect form, past participle form. Had you worked hard, you would have passed. Had you worked hard, you would have passed. Same meaning. This is more common now in English. Had you worked hard, you would have passed. Instead of if you had worked hard, you would have passed. Okay, and I will sum up almost time. If you work hard, you will pass. Real condition. Most probably that is going to be the cause and effect. Hard work ചെയ്താൽ pass ആവും. That's why it's called a real condition. This one, ഹാർഡ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്തെന്നാൽ പാസ്സാകാം, ഹാർഡ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്തെന്നാൽ പാസ്സാകാം, വലിയ പ്രതീക്ഷയൊന്നുമില്ല, ഹാർഡ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുമെന്നും പാസ്സാവുന്നു. ദാറ്റ്സ് എ മീനിങ്. ആക്ഷൻ ഈസ് നോട്ട് ഓവർ. ഹിയർ ആക്ഷൻ ഈസ് ഓവർ. ഹാർഡ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്തില്ല, പാസ്സായില്ല. You did not work hard, you did not pass. But for the sake of argument, you can say if you had worked hard, you would have passed, or had you worked hard, you would have passed. Okay, so we will sum up the tenses. Thank you. Began in the past and has continued up to the present. Action began in the past and has continued up to the present. Okay, the action can be completed now, stopped now, or still the action can continue. But two things are definite. What are the two things definite? It began in the past and it has continued up to the present. So one thing is not quite definite. What is that? Whether this action will continue for some more time. That is not definite. It can continue, or it may continue, or may not continue. Okay? Action began. Then to indicate that, we use either for or since. For and since, when used as time prepositions, are used with the present perfect tense or with a perfect tense. Present perfect, past perfect and future perfect, with a perfect tense. Since and for, when used as time prepositions, they have other uses also. They can be used as conjunctions. Okay, they can be used as conjunctions. I am not going to mention that now or open that area now. Time preposition then naturally used with the present perfect tense. The child has slept for 2 hours. The child has slept for 2 hours. Has slept present perfect for 2 hours. Time preposition. It means the action sleep began 2 hours ago. You get the point? The child has slept for 2 hours. 2 hours means the action sleep began 2 hours ago. What is the present state of that action? It has continued up to the present. Any indication that it will continue for some more time? No indication. It may continue or may not continue. Okay. Normally the action will end soon. Okay, end soon. See, if you are employed, you can very well use this tense. See, suppose you get a transfer order, you are under orders of transfer, you got your relieving order also. Then you can say, I have worked in this office for 5 years. I have worked in this office for 5 years. 5 years ago the action began. What is the state of that action? It has continued up to the present but stopped. After availing myself of the joining time, I will be joining the new office. You get the point? Huh? Sense of completion also you can have. Second use also you can bring in here. Present effect of a past action. The past the action began in the past, continued up to the present. 4. Then you can use since. The child has slept since 4 o'clock. Since 4 o'clock. What is the difference between these two? Since 4 o'clock means you get the exact time when the action sleep began. The action sleep began at 4 o'clock. Okay? It began at 4 o'clock. See, and the action has continued up to the present. So, this is past. This is the case of since. But what about for? The child has slept for 2 hours. If you say it at 4 o'clock, it means the action began at 2 o'clock. If you utter such a sentence at 6 o'clock, it means the action began at 4 o'clock. If you say it at 8 o'clock, then it means the action began at 6 o'clock. So, you get the duration or length of an action. If you use for, duration or length of an action. If you use since, you get the exact time, exact point or period in the past. Okay, you write this. The time prepositions since and for. The time prepositions since and for. Since underline, for underline, or you can use single inverted commas, but don't use single inverted commas and then underline. To highlight something, you can underline or use single inverted commas. Okay, the best thing is when you write, underline. Okay. Since and for are used as time prepositions. So, what did you write? When?
The time preposition
Since and for are often found with this tense. Are often found with this tense. Are often found with this tense. found with this tense. Okay. Now write. Since indicates the exact time, exact point of time, exact point of time or period in the past, exact point or period in the past when the action began, not took place, when the action began. Example, I have worked in this office since 2013. 2013. I have worked in this office since 2013. Means the action began in 2013. What's the state? It has continued up to the present. Okay. It is almost stopped if you are under orders of transfer. Otherwise, it may continue. Now, another one. I have not eaten jackfruit. I have not eaten jackfruit since I left home. I have not eaten jackfruit. Jackfruit is very important now because why? It's our state fruit. It's not. State's fruit. Jackfruit. Since I left home. You are in USA or Britain or Dubai, you know. Then you say what? I have not eaten jackfruit since I left home. Since I left home is a period. That's why I said, you know, fixed point or period in the past, fixed time in the past or period in the past. I have not played tennis since I left college. They have not spoken to each other since they quarreled. They quarreled. After that, you know, they have not talked to each other. Perfect negative. Okay. Write a sentence like this. They have not talked to each other. They have not talked to each other since they quarreled. They have not talked to each other since they quarreled. Now a simple question. How many clauses are there in that sentence? How many clauses and what are they? They have not talked to each other, one clause. The second clause is since they quarreled. What is the main clause? They have not talked to each other is the main clause. Since they quarreled means വഴക്കൂടിയതിനു ശേഷം. അത് മാത്രം പറഞ്ഞാൽ sense is not complete or it has no independent existence. It's a subordinate clause, time clause, subordinate clause. Okay, two clauses. Now tell me, where do you find the present perfect tense? In the main clause or in the subordinate clause? Main clause. The subordinate clause has a verb in the what tense? Past tense. Verb in the past tense. It is wrong to say they have not talked to each other since they have quarreled. Wrong. Since they quarreled. Okay, in Malayalam, you know, വഴക്ക് കൂടിയതിന് ശേഷം അവർ സംസാരിച്ചിട്ടേയില്ല. സംസാരിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ പോസിറ്റീവ്, സംസാരിച്ചിട്ടില്ല. വഴക്ക് കൂടിയതിന് ശേഷം. അപ്പോൾ കൂടിയ നാച്ചുറലി പാസ്റ്റ് ഇൻഡിക്കേഷൻ. So another way of asking you to correct a sentence is to give you a sentence like this. What? They have not talked to each other since they have quarreled. Correct the sentence. Since they quarreled. Okay. It's always your common sense that comes to your help. Think like that. Okay. Period in the past is indicated, exact period. Then what about for? Right, for, FOR, underline for indicates the duration or length of an action. It indicates the duration or length of an action. Without fixing any past point or period. Without fixing any past point or period. Without fixing any past point or period. For many years I have not seen him. For many years, for long. They talked for long. Two ordinary sums are, they talked for long. They have talked for long. Right. The child has slept for 2 hours. The child has slept for 2 hours. Again, if you have worked in an office for 5 years, how will you say, I have worked in this office for 5 years. Okay. I am now under orders of transfer. Okay. I have worked. That's it. Now, present perfect is over. We move to present perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous tense. Present perfect continuous tense. Present is indicated by have or has. Perfect is indicated by been. Then continuous is indicated by verb ing. That's it. Okay. Present is indicated by have or has. Then perfect by been, and then continuous by verb ing. Verb ing. So, action began in the past, has continued up to the present, and is likely to continue for some more time. Most likely to continue for some more time. The child has been sleeping for 2 hours. The child has been sleeping for 2 hours, or the child has been sleeping since four o'clock. You take the first sentence, the child has been sleeping for 2 hours. 2 hours ago the action began. What is the state of that action? It is continuing now. It has continued up to the present. And then any indication of future? Yes, most probably or most likely it will continue. Most likely, not 100% sure. See, I have been waiting for you for 2 hours now. Now you have turned up. I have been waiting for you for 2 hours. Thank God you have turned up now. But one indication is there. What is that? If you have not come now, I will have waited for you for some more time. If you had not come here now, I would have waited for you for some more time. Fortunately, you came. You got the point? Action began 2 hours ago. It's continuing now, and it will continue for some more time. Most probably continue for some more time. But if it is present perfect, what's the difference? Action began in the past and has continued up to the present. There is more or less a sense of completion. Action is almost over. See, you are waking up a child and then someone watching you may say, hey, what are you doing? Let the child sleep. No, the child has been sleeping for 2 hours, or the child has slept for 2 hours, has been sleeping for 2 hours, and if you do not wake him up, he will go on sleeping. Okay, like Kumbhakarna, he will go on sleeping. That's the meaning. This also, child has been sleeping since 4 o'clock. The action began at 4 o'clock. It is continuing now. It may continue, or it will continue for some more time if not stopped. Okay. Then with the present perfect, I told you we will use just, or already, or never, or ever. These are the adverbs normally used with the present perfect. But with this tense, expressions using all this morning, or all this week, then singular, all this morning. It has been raining all this morning, means the entire morning today. Is this morning not today morning? I think you know it now. All this week means all the 7 days of the week, not all these weeks. That's different. All this week. So all does not always show plural. It can indicate, or it can show singular also. For example, we say the proverb, all that glitters is not gold. All that glitters is not gold. മിന്നുന്നതെല്ലാം പൊന്നല്ല. All that glitters, collective, singular. Okay. So, all this morning, if it is plural, then all these mornings, all these weeks. That's not the case here. All this morning, all this week. It has been raining all this week. Okay, if you find a phrase like this in a sentence, you can be sure that the tense is present perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous. Okay, I have been writing a novel for 6 months now. I have not completed it yet. He has been learning French for 6 years, but has not completed it yet. Okay, present perfect continuous, then present perfect negative. He has been studying French for 6 years now, but has not completed his learning. Okay, clear to you? മനസ്സിലായോ? നിങ്ങൾ ഈ നിങ്ങളുടെ മുഖം കണ്ടാലും എനിക്കൊരു സന്തോഷം തോന്നില്ല. ഞാൻ ഈ വയസ്സുകാലത്ത് വന്ന് കിടന്നിങ്ങനെ എനിക്ക് നിങ്ങളുടെ മുഖത്തൊരു പ്രസന്നത വേണ്ടേ, ഒരു നല്ലൊരു അറിയാൻ പാടില്ലാത്ത കാര്യങ്ങൾ പഠിക്കുന്നതിലൊരു സന്തോഷം വേണ്ടേ, അതല്ലേ? Come on, now we move on to the past tense and its 4 forms. Past tense and the 4 forms. Just 1 hour only for dealing with the 2 other tenses, past tense and future tense. Quick at go. First is simple past. First is simple past or past simple. See, where do we use the simple past? Example of simple past is went, spoke, wrote, etc. These are the examples. See, a simple past verb is used to indicate an action that is complete and over in the past or at the time when you speak. The action is over. You do not think about its effect now. Action is over. So, the simple past tense is used for expressing an action that took place in the past, that is complete and over. Complete and over. And here you will use adverbs of past time. Okay, the examples of which I have given you when we discussed present perfect, I think, present perfect or present continuous tense. Present perfect tense. Right. What's the first to use? To express an action that is complete, that is over, or that took place in the past. Okay, don't think about its effect. If you think about its effect and want to express that effect, use the present perfect. See, our servant left us 2 weeks ago. We have not got a new one. Our servant left us 2 weeks ago. We have not got a new one. In the first sentence, past tense used. Second sentence, present perfect, it's negative. Our servant left. Left is the past of leave, L-A-V-E. Second sentence, we have not got a new one, means a new servant. Okay, I sold my old car, but have not purchased a new one. I sold my old car. Action is over. And what about second one? I have not purchased one. Or you can say I sold my car last week and have purchased a new one this morning. You can use this morning or this evening or tonight with the present perfect tense. Why? Present perfect is a form of present tense. Naturally, you can use any adverb of present time, but no adverb of past time. I sold my car last month. I have purchased a new car yesterday. Is it correct? Is it correct? No, അത് ഉറക്കെ പറഞ്ഞൂടെ നോ എന്ന്. ഇത് ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് ഉറക്കെ പറയാനായിട്ട് ഇതൊരു മടിയുള്ളതുപോലെ. Something prevents you from using or opening your mouth. ഭാഗ്യം എന്താണ്, PSC ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂവിന് ചെല്ലുമ്പോഴും ചോദിക്കുന്നവർ മലയാളത്തിലായിരിക്കും, പിന്നെ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് ചോദിക്കുന്ന മണ്ടന്മാരും കാണും ചിലപ്പോഴും. ചിലപ്പോൾ ഒരു PSC ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്ന UPSC ആരെങ്കിലും കൂടെ കൊണ്ടുവരാനൊക്കെ ഒരു പ്ലാനൊക്കെ ഉണ്ട് അവർക്ക്. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ ഇംഗ്ലീഷിലും ചോദിക്കും, മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? അപ്പം വാഗെടുത്ത് പറയണം എന്നാണ്. രാവിലെ പറഞ്ഞൊരു ഒരു പ്രാക്ടീസ് നിങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടോ? രാത്രി കിടന്ന് അവസരത്തിൽ ഒന്ന് ആലോചിച്ച് നോക്കുക, എന്തൊക്കെ പ്രവൃത്തി ചെയ്തു എന്ന്. അതൊക്കെ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് പറയാൻ നോക്കുക. ദാറ്റ്സ് ദ ബെസ്റ്റ് വേ ടു ലേൺ how to speak English, how to speak this beautiful language. Okay, what time did you get up this morning? I got up at 6 this morning. അങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞ് ശീലിക്കുക. കിടക്കുന്ന സമയം വരെയുള്ള ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആക്ഷൻസ് ഒന്ന് ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് പറഞ്ഞു നോക്കുക. അതേ പറ്റൂ. ഓക്കെ, യു കാൺട്ട് സ്പീക്ക് എ ലാംഗ്വേജ് അൺലെസ് യു സ്റ്റാർട്ട് പ്രാക്ടീസിങ്, അൺലെസ് യു സ്റ്റാർട്ട് സ്പീക്കിംഗ്. യു കാൺട്ട് റൈറ്റ് എ ലാംഗ്വേജ് അൺലെസ് യു സ്റ്റാർട്ട് റൈറ്റിംഗ്. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? ഞങ്ങളെയൊക്കെ സ്കൂളിൽ ഇത് പറഞ്ഞു തരാൻ പഴയ ടീച്ചേഴ്സ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ടീച്ചേഴ്സ് ഇസ് ഓൾഡ് സ്കൂൾ. അതിൻ്റെ ഫലമായിട്ടാണ് ഇങ്ങനെ ഇത് എഴുതാനും സംസാരിക്കാനും ഒക്കെ ഞങ്ങൾ പഠിച്ചതൊക്കെ. മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? എഴുതണമെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ടു ലേൺ ഹൗ ടു റൈറ്റ് ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് യു സ്റ്റാർട്ട് റൈറ്റിംഗ് and get your writings corrected by your teachers or with the help of your teachers. That's it. Then action took place in the past and adverbs of past are used with this tense. What are the adverbs of past? Yesterday, last night, last month, 5 hours ago, 5 years ago. Okay, then very easy it is. If you find an adverb like ago in a sentence, you can be sure of one thing. What is that? Simple past tense. Columbus bracket discover America more than 500 years ago. You can't say Columbus has discovered America more than 500 years ago. No, Columbus discovered, because ago is there. He came here an hour ago. He came here an hour ago. You can't say he has come here an hour ago. He came here. Has come is present perfect. You get the point? Then the past tense has another use also. That use is, second use of the past tense is to express a habitual action in the past. To express a habitual action in the past. You had a habit in the past. Okay. To express that, you can use this tense. Okay. When I was in Mumbai, I went to the beach every weekend. When I was in Mumbai, I went to the beach every weekend. When I was in Mumbai, all the time, that was your habit. Weekend means Saturday or Sunday means go to the beach. Okay. When I had a dog, I took it out every morning. When I went for a walk, I took it out. When I had a dog, I took it out every morning. It means now I do not have a dog, so I can't take it out. The question of taking out the dog does not arise. Get the point? Now, look at this sentence. So, did you write that sentence? When I was in Mumbai, I went to the beach every weekend. To indicate a habitual action in the past, modern tendency is to use used to instead of the past tense. Used to go. When I was in Mumbai, I used to go to the beach every weekend. So, this is more common than a simple past. Used to go. Negative, you can say did not used to go. Did you used to go? Did you use to go? No, don't say did you used. Did used is wrong, because used means there is already one did, indication of past. I sold my car. It's wrong to say I did sold my car. Sold means did plus sell. Did you sell your car? Yes, I sold it. Did you really sell it? Yes, I did sell it. Don't say I did sold it. I did sell it. Okay. So, used to is now preferred to the simple use of the simple past on such occasions, right. Used to is used to express, used to underline, is used to express a habitual action in the past, a habitual action in the past. Example, when I was in Mumbai, I used to go to the beach every weekend. Every weekend. Every weekend. Every weekend. It's very simple. Don't confuse it with present perfect. Okay. If you say, I have passed the degree examination, BA degree examination in 2013, wrong. I passed. Simple past you will do. If you don't want mention the time of action, and if you want the present effect of that action, you can very well say use the present perfect. Look at this sentence. Question: have you ever been to Kanyakumari? Don't say have you ever gone to Kanyakumari. Have you ever been to Kanyakumari? Yes, I have been to Kanyakumari. Immediately you remember the important sights and scenes you saw at Kanyakumari. You remember the place where you stayed, the spot you visited, Vivekananda Rock, Mahatma Gandhi Mandapam, and all that comes to your mind. Okay. You get the point? Have you ever seen Rahul Gandhi? Yes, I have seen, because his picture comes to your mind. Okay, though I have not seen him, I can very well recall his figure. See, effect. So that's why I said present effect of a past action. Have you ever been to Kanyakumari? Suppose you want to know the time. Then my question is, I want to know the time. The question is, when did you go to Kanyakumari, or when did you visit Kanyakumari? Not when had you been to Kanyakumari. When did you go to Kanyakumari? I went to Kanyakumari 10 years ago. Okay. This is another question. Have you seen the film Titanic? Have you seen the film Titanic? Yes, I have seen it. When did you see it? I saw it 15 years ago, or 5 years ago, or I saw it last month on TV. Okay. Then one thing, when you use TV, don't use the. The TV is wrong. Okay. I was watching the TV is wrong. I was watching TV. But when you use radio, you can say I was listening to the radio. Not I was listening to radio. Listening to the radio, watching programs on TV, not on the TV. Now, so simple past is over. Next is past continuous. Quick. Past continuous. Past continuous. Was or were plus verb ing. Verb ing is present participle. Was reading or were reading. Was playing, were playing, like that. You know, as the name itself indicates, it was continuous in the past. It was in progress. It was going on. It was taking place in the past, not now. Okay, in the past. So the past continuous tense is used for an action which was in progress at a time in the past, at a given time in the past. Yesterday at this time I was sitting in a train, or yesterday at this time it was raining. Yesterday at this time it was raining. This action was taking place in the past. Okay, you get the point? Yesterday at this time I was waiting at the airport to receive my brother. That's how you add words to express your ideas. Okay, so that indicates an action in the past, right? The past continuous is used, be quick, is used to express an action that was in progress in the past. Normally you will get an indication of the past time. Normally you get an indication in the past time. Say, at that time I was studying in college. At that time I was studying in college. Okay, India-China war 1962. I was studying in college. I was studying the pre-university course. Okay, 1965. Again I was studying in college when the India-Pakistan war took place. 1972. I was teaching in a college when India-Pakistan fought the war in 1972, liberating Bangladesh. Okay, so it was taking place in the past. Then, example, I think you wrote at this time yesterday, right? At this time yesterday, it was raining heavily. At this time yesterday, it was raining heavily. It was raining how heavily? Adverb of manner. Okay. Now, usually this tense is found in complex sentences. See, the example I have given you is a simple sentence. Yesterday it was raining heavily. Simple sentence. How do you know it is simple sentence? Only one verb, only one finite verb. Was raining is one complete verb or finite verb. That means only one clause. If a sentence has only one clause, it is known as a simple sentence. I made a vain attempt to teach you these things in the last class, and I had almost made up my mind not to come here again. Okay, that's why I desperately looked for someone else to come to my place, and I found a very good teacher for that. She will be coming next week to teach you the balance portions. Anyhow, simple sentence. So it is usually found in complex sentences. A complex sentence means a sentence with a main clause and with one or more subordinate clauses. Okay. When I went in, the child was sleeping, or when I reached home, the child was sleeping. When I reached home, main clause, time clause, the child was sleeping, main clause. Okay. You get the point? Usually it is found in complex sentences with another verb in the simple past tense. Okay. When I reached home, the child was sleeping. Reached is simple past, was sleeping past continuous. This is a complex sentence. When I reached home, added clause of time or subordinate clause, added clause of time. The child was sleeping, main clause or principal clause. So, one principal clause and one subordinate clause. The subordinate clause here is a time clause. It is usually in such sentences that you come across past continuous. It is wrong to say when I reached home, the child slept. No, child was sleeping. The child had already slept is correct. We will come to that later. Okay. Then this is the usual thing. Sometimes it can come in complex sentences where both the verbs or all the verbs are in past continuous. See, he was watching TV while she was cooking. Was cooking, was watching, both are past continuous. This also is a complex sentence. He was watching TV. Okay, husband. What about wife? While she was cooking. Both actions were continuous in the past, taking place in the past, one serving as the background of the other. Was watching, was cooking, was cooking, was watching, like that. Right. Sometimes the past continuous will be found in both the clauses, dash, the main clause and the subordinate clause. Example, he was watching TV while she was cooking. Okay. And say two past continuous actions. When a girl dances, another one will be singing. She was dancing while her mother was singing, or while her teacher was singing, dancing, simultaneous. Okay, but this is more common. So in 3 places or on 3 occasions you can use this tense. One is with the simple sentences. At this time yesterday, it's only a phrase, time phrase. At this time yesterday, it was raining heavily, simple sentence. This one past tense, one past continuous. Here both are past continuous, but this is more common in English. Okay. Now we move on to the next tense, past perfect tense. Again a tense that most students do wrongly. Past perfect tense. What's the formula of present perfect? Have or has plus past participle. Have done, has done. Have written, had, has written. Have written, has written. Here instead of have and has, we have the past of both. What's the past of have? Had. What's the past of has? Had. Had plus past participle of the verb. Had written, had done, then had. This is a thing that most of you will fail to understand or will not understand easily. Why this had? This had is the auxiliary had, this one, and this had is the past participle of a have. There is a verb called have, that's past participle is had. Have, had, has, had, like that. So this had, part of the formula is first had, then past participle of the verb have is had. So past perfect, complete in the past. Very easy tense it is, honestly. If you have 2 actions to relate, to connect, okay, and to express, the earlier of the 2 or the first action must be reported in past perfect. See, if there are 2 past actions, the earlier of the 2 must be reported in past perfect. Okay. By the time the doctor arrived, the patient had died. Patient died, doctor arrived. Which took place first? Patient died. So had died. By the time the doctor arrived, the patient had died. By the time the fire engines arrived, the fire had spread into the next building. By the time the police reached, the crowd had dispersed. Okay. Before he left the room, he had switched off all lights and fans. Easy. Is it not easy? 2 past actions you have. I had passed the SSLC examination before I joined the pre-degree course, before I joined college. Easy. Okay. Right. The past perfect tense is used when there are 2 past actions to relate. 2 past actions to relate, R-E-L-A-T-E. Relate means to connect or to describe. Full stop. The earlier of the 2. The earlier of the 2 must be reported in the past perfect tense, past perfect tense. Example, by the time the doctor arrived, the patient had died. Full stop. Underline had died. Next example, before he went out, before he went out, he had switched off. He had switched off lights and fans. Switched off, OFF, lights and fans. Switched off lights and fans. Okay. Then with this tense normally we find adverbs like already. Okay. When I reached the station, I found that the train had already left. Already is an adverb usually found with the past perfect tense, right? Already. And also before, B-E-F-O-R-E, before are the past time adverbs found with this tense. Adverbs found with this, you need not write past time adverbs found with this tense. When I reached the station, when I reached the station, I found that the train had already left. The train had already left. Train had already left. Another example, he said he had met me before. He said he had met me before. Don't use ago. He said that he had met me before. Okay, നേരത്തെ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. Okay, this is the use. And next is past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous. Had been plus verb ing. Past had, perfect been, continuous verb ing.